Today is Wednesday, January 17th, 2024. Welcome to our weekly cult meeting, Wizard Wednesday. Channeling in from the quantum chaos, from the shadow downs, from the gaping maw. This is the black goat of the wood, Elf J Trul. And joining me is
the fuzzy orange puppet, Dotta, and
Bearsnake,
Shadow
Bear.
Hey.
Oh, it's here.
Actually, Dino Bearsnake now because of that really cool new collection that did those honoraries.
And we also have Jitsi up here.
What up, Jits?
Yeah, I didn't see Bear was in here, so I decided to say I'm Budget Bear, but Bear is here, so perfect.
No, he's hard to see because he's in the shadow right now.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I literally couldn't see him.
I'm hiding in plain sight.
Awesome. All right, guys, we actually have a lot to talk about today. We're definitely going to talk about shadows from every angle possible. We've got a lot of cult questions. We've got Web3 gaming to talk about. I want to talk about a little bit of lore. And I think the mercenary is supposed to come on today and reveal himself. I'm not sure if he'll follow through, but yeah, that's been like probably over a year in waiting. So we'll see if the mercenary shows up. But yeah, I first I just want to give a quick little update. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. PST, I'm doing a space with timepieces about the Shadows collection. I don't even know if Dotta and Bear, are you guys going to join me for that or not?
Yeah, I think so. I'm friends with Shira, who's hosting it.
Yeah. Dotta, what about you?
Possibly.
Okay,
like
all good. So if we're lucky, Dotta will join. But yeah, I shared that on my Twitter account. And then yeah, well, actually we'll get to that later. I guess let's just jump into questions. So yeah, I'll start with Blackwater. Blackwater, I feel like you've asked this before, but maybe just a bunch of people ask this all the time. The question is, when TV show? Bear, any updates?
When TV show? Mind your own business. It takes a while, but I'm working on it. And let me just tell you, for all the new people in the crowd, which there are, it takes a while. But what we do have in our corner is like one of the sexiest TV film packages out there, with the writer of John Wick, creator of John Wick, writing the show. One of the best animated studios, Titmouse, behind us. We actually have another executive producer that I'm not sure if he wants to be revealed or not.
Yeah, I don't think we can yet, but I was going to say we added someone to the team who a lot of you know, but I don't know that we can reveal it yet. I think we have
I'll text him and see. He's shy, but then all of a sudden he's not shy at all. And you know him and you love him if you're in the cult. But point is it takes all of these pieces to like get this stuff made. I think we proved the kind of level of animation and quality and professionalism with the trailer that we released. I don't know, gosh, I think it's coming up on 2 years, which is crazy. But we have all the pieces. This is what happens. This is I used to spend a lot of time in my previous life packaging and selling television shows and films, and I would say that everybody who we talk with about this is like extremely interested, because why wouldn't they? It's a killer package. So that's the update. And yeah, I'm stoked for when it comes to be.
Yep, I'm feeling good about that. Trust me, we will give you updates when we have them to give. But yeah, no, it's coming along. Okay, Matto is asking, do we have any plans for NFT NYC this year? I don't think we have any solid plans at the moment.
We just talked about it we had a meeting with a big game meeting with our partner Bussinessman, and I think the update for me is like NFT NYC is a little vague to me in terms of what it is. I know that there's dates. I would say I'd be hard pressed to think that we don't have some kind of presence there. Um, there's a lot of stuff going on with the game specifically, as I said, and so maybe it's an opportunity where we post up with something new to show with the game. But it's still coming together and have to figure that out.
Cool. Okay, Juan Snow is asking a really good question, which I don't know if we want to get too deep into Dota, but here's the question. If and when enforced royalties come out on Magic Eden and Yuga Labs, does Magic Machine plan on moving any of the existing Forgotten Runes collections over to new contracts?
Yeah, definitely. I think that like we have to figure out how it works, right? Like we all have to figure out as a community how we want to do it. We have to figure out as like a broader NFT community, like what systems actually work. We have to figure out what is a royalty rate that's actually sustainable, right? It's pretty clear that like people are not going to pay 5%, 8%, 10%, right? And so does that look more like a marketplace fee? I don't really know. I don't really know a lot of the details. I think that I'll tell you some of the things that we're already thinking about is, I would say that for like the Warriors or for even like the Athenaeum items, one of the things that we talk a lot about is just that the gas on ETH is so high. And so like what would that mean to be able to like upgrade our contracts in such a way that like maybe there are other chains or bridging or some options in bridging, right? Layer zero is an interesting idea for maybe some of the collections that need to be able to port across like L2s. So we're investigating things like that. But yeah, I think in terms of the royalties issue, what you're basically going to see is all of the big collections kind of like join arms and figure out something to do with royalties. I think like royalties is a really good business model where everybody's incentives are aligned, and it's worth saving basically. But what does that mean, right? Like you don't hear that and spin out of control about like well, whatever bad worst case scenario you imagine, right? Like, of course, we'll work with the community and we'll work with everybody to try to figure out like what that actually looks like.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate, like, when the whole royalty catastrophe occurred, I don't know, like what, a year ago or whatever, it really threw a major pipe wrench into every NFT's project's business plans. And, um, so we've really had to roll with that punch. If anyone thinks that we're making royalties now, you're wrong. Like it hasn't even happened in like a year or so. So, but yeah, I mean, there's potential solutions on the horizon, and we can talk more about that in the future.
Yeah, I do. There's a huge conversation here, which I'm sure we'll have. I think that like one of the things that I think is basically a risk with all of the major collections moving to moving to a royalties infrastructure is basically two risks. One is that there's some sort of like either centralized or using MEV or like some sort of technical workaround that circumvents the royalties regardless, right? If you think about like a Yuga asset, the extra gas that you might pay to sort of like have some sort of workaround is tiny compared to what you might pay in their market royalty. The other aspect would just be around socially. Will the people who provide the majority of volume for NFTs actually choose to participate in a collection that has a royalty when there are lots of other collections that will surely not charge a royalty as a competitive advantage? And what does that look like, right? Do we get this sort of OpenSea versus Blur dynamic again, but not playing out in the marketplace, actually playing out in the collections themselves? Maybe if Yuga and Doodles and Cool Cats and us and everybody like upgrades our contracts, maybe what you find is that the majority of the volume actually goes to the project that choose not to enforce a royalty. So I don't think it's without a risk. But at the same time, I think royalties are such a clean solution for projects to kind of like participate, like get revenue basically from the existing supply. Like literally, the only other source of revenue for these collections ends up being a sort of like inflation or new collections or distraction, right? So I think that anyone who wants to collect some of these assets over a long period of time should see the aligning value of royalties for projects.
Yep. Yep. Royalties are good. Okay, a fun question for you, Dotta. Meeple Dad is asking, what is your favorite Magic the Gathering card, or do you have a memorable card from your first booster pack? That was for you, Dotta.
Sorry, I was like responding in the secret tower. You know, I really love like some of the revised edition mountains. I know it's so simple. I think that like, yeah, I love like the lands from the like early editions, which I know is like so straightforward, but it's really one of my favorites forever.
Yeah, that's a hard question to answer. I tried to think of mine and I simply can't. AC 235, you can fuck right off, my man. Okay. And I'm
You and your new us, baby.
I'm probably gonna ban you because you're a fucking moron. All right.
Jeez. Oh man, we got new people here. I don't think you've ever called someone out so hard.
What is
No,
happening right now? What is happening?
I'm going to get into the shadows here in a second, how these people are just totally dishonest and do not belong here, but we can talk about that later.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay, hold on. A few more questions. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, Radagast, son of a hole, has got a lore question. Asking about how does the bringer of the end times fit into the lore. Yeah, I talked about this maybe a few months ago, but I love rehashing lore. So the bringer of the end times and the emissary from the Warriors collection, these two characters are related. So the bringer of the end times is the last wizard. As we know, the wizards were summoned to the Runiverse first. And the bringer of the end times, who is the last wizard, had a pact with Ouroboros to seal the population of the 10,000 wizards. And so the bringer of the end times literally closed the summoning beam at the secret tower. But then after this sort of paradisical halcyonic period of these early days of wizards, the whole population sort of needed rebalanced. And so the Ouroboros turned again, and a fresh emissary was summoned, and that was the heralding of this new mortal class of beings, the Titans of muscle and might, the warriors. So that's sort of a quick version of the lore behind those two characters. Okay, and now we actually have a ton of questions about shadows. And I want to talk a lot about shadows. I want to talk about the social impact. I want to talk about the lore. And these things are amazingly connected. Does art imitate life, or does life imitate art? That is in full effect here. As everybody who was in the secret tower knows, for the past 2 days, we invited chaos. And was this intentional? Were we at Magic Machine trying to LARP so hard that we wanted the shadow community to live up to its lore? No, but I do feel like that this barrage that we saw on Monday and Tuesday was indeed designed. That's just my feeling, but I literally believe that what we saw was an orchestrated campaign to sow chaos and discord. I personally do not believe for 1 second that a lot of these people were just honest NFT people. They were not interested in joining a community. They were not interested in art, story, lore, any of the amazing blockchain technicals. Nothing. These were dishonest people. They were locusts looking to devour, which of course is perfect for a collection based on chaos and dark magic.
I think that I want to be super duper careful about overgeneralizing. I talked about this with the Hall of Cats. It was a mistake that I made, and I don't want to sound like we're making the same mistake again, which is I don't think that represents the majority of people who minted
No,
shadows.
I'm sorry.
Especially
I just
who
have to
hold shadows
interject. I
now.
don't think it's not everybody. I'm talking about like a specific
like 10
slice
people.
of this community.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So sorry. Go ahead.
No. I just wanted to like make sure I understand you because I know you, and I wanted to just make sure that people listening feel the same way, which is like we're basically talking about 10 people, not the 600 people who minted.
1,000%. Yeah. Agree. And yeah, and I just, I also kind of want to apologize to the cult for like opening the doors in that way. I mean, the day like leading up to the mint, we, one thing I said a lot, which was like, we're trying to bring new people in the community. And so like minting a collection on a whole chain, a whole different chain will do that. And boy, did that happen. We brought in a whole bunch of new people, but yeah, like 10% of them were absolute monsters.
They were no, they were monsters. It's just like, when a raccoon comes up in your house by accident and they're running around and everybody's freaking out, and then you just open up all the doors and windows and just wait for them to find their way. I feel like
Yeah.
that's the phase we're in right now. We just like open all the doors and windows, let them run around, they'll break some stuff, maybe bite you a little bit, and then they'll just go away.
I do wonder what things we could have done a little bit better to like make sure that the people who buy in kind of like care about the lore and the project and the future and understand the roadmap. But like at the same time, I do feel there was a group of people that FOMO'd in without understanding. They FOMO'd in. They're like, mint was live, I'm sending my funds, and maybe didn't understand like the bigger picture of the project in general, because like. So I don't know that actually any sort of like thing that we could write would have made any difference, because like those people weren't really reading any of the parts that we wrote in the first place.
But to me, it's not even a matter of they didn't understand. It was a matter of they never wanted to understand. They had zero interest in what an NFT community is. It was just locusts looking to devour.
No, and I agree, and I think like it's very people are very transparent if you're just like looking at them the proper way, and I think it's like some people don't ever even have the intention of joining community. They're just in it for a different reason. And by the way, that's like an important facet of this whole entire space. But I think there's a difference. I just feel like it would be, to Dota's point, like how great is it and will it be when we can turn people who aren't really in it for the same reasons we are, but we like turn them, and then they are part of our community. So I agree. There's an opportunity to do it. I think we're seeing new people in the tower and the cult anyway. But yeah, you can always do something better for sure and improve.
Yeah. So for those of you shadows who are actually interested in what we're doing with your legit people, yeah, I want to talk a little bit about the lore into the shadows. I mean, we talked a lot about it, pre-mint, about how about what the shadow hats themselves are and what this legion of sort of shadowy minions is. But now that they're actually minted and owned, there's a lot of traits, and we can dive even a little bit deeper into these details. And so, one fun thing about it, I think, is that a lot of the traits of these shadows, they've all got these really weird names. And those names are actually based on the 72 demons from the Lesser Key of Solomon. This is a really ancient grimoire attributed to King Solomon, who is truly a fascinating character. What's really great about this character is he's cross-cultural, cross-mythological. He's featured in a bunch of different religious and occult texts. He's in the Bible, he's in the Torah, he's in the Quran, he's in grimoires, he's represented in just many different media across the centuries. And so that was a really big inspiration behind a lot of the traits in the collection. I've noticed that one really popular trait is the Mothman eyes, who obviously is not from the Lesser Key of Solomon. So
I love the Mothman eyes; they're so good.
Everybody likes that one. Bear, I think, weren't you the one who was like, dude, put some red eyes into it?
Well, I think I was just talking about the eyes, maybe red eyes, but I was also pushing you so hard I was like begging you to add more red eyes because the Mothmans are just the best.
Yeah, and so yeah, so there's other traits that go beyond the lesser key of Solomon. Mothman is one of them. I don't know if anybody's ever looked up into the urban legend of Mothman, but it's so cool. It's such a weird character. It revolves around this place in West Virginia called Point Pleasant, and this town, this region, is just overrun with just really dark superstition and crazy events, and Mothman is connected to all of it. And so yeah, and Mothman's known for having these like bright red eyes. So I don't know, if you want to study some fun urban legends, look into Mothman. Um,
That was a scary movie too, Mothman Prophecies. That freaked me out. Did you ever see
I've
that?
actually never seen that.
You should watch it by yourself in the dark.
Okay, I will. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of just the details behind the traits of the collection. We at Magic Machine talked about the sort of social rollout that we're gonna enact in the next few weeks or months about the Shadow Twitter account, and we came up with some really fun stuff. I don't know if we want to give any details on that yet, but
No, I think it's just more about like now that there's a community that's like been brought on, it's really fun to like give a personality to it. And I know we've had a ton of ideas, and obviously we have a ton of lore, but to start executing on just more interesting stuff that speaks to what the collection's about, it's gonna be cool.
yep. So yeah, Snoop Dogg is asking: the shadows appear to be dark magic, and will there ever be a light magic ordinal at some point? Um, Snoop Dogg, that's a fun idea. I doubt it, but I don't know. Maybe some kind of like token transformation event where you can bring your shadow to the light. I don't know.
Oh, like a sacred burning? I don't
Yeah,
know.
maybe. I don't know. I mean, I just now like that idea came to me right now. We certainly haven't planned anything like that, but that's a fun idea. I almost don't want to ask this, but I'm going to. Dotta, Cheddar Bob wants to know: does food taste better with 120 BTC?
Oh, jeez. I wish I could tell you, Cheddar. I wish I
Yeah,
knew.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All of those funds are accounted for. We're running a company here, so. um, but let's see what else.
That is funny. Is like a lot of comments are like, or even just people I'm seeing like, oh, like, oh, that's so great. Like you guys like had a really successful mint, blah blah blah, and they're like, you know, you're gonna like buy a boat, and I'm like, dude, we have to like run a company. Like
Yeah.
we have to like what this allows us to do is just keep doing what we love doing. At the end of the day, it doesn't
People,
really
I
it
think
doesn't change anything.
it just speaks to people being at arm's length and feeling like it's like me and Elf made all that money and then it goes into our pockets, right? And also we don't pay taxes, and also we don't have employees or making a show or game, like all these things that we're like doing as like responsible adults trying to accomplish something meaningful that lasts for 100 years. Um, takes more than $5 million. So whatever, they'll get familiar with what we're trying to do as time goes on.
No, Cheddar, I know you were joking. I do think there were a few dumbasses in the chat in the last 2 days who thought that all went to our pockets. No, like I'll tell you this: like the day after the mint, when we went to the books and like started allocating it to running a company, it was literally that South Park meme where like Kyle brings in a check and the bank guy goes, and it's gone. You know?
Yeah, yep, I
So
do know.
yeah, yeah. Okay. SPZ is asking, are the white hats the antithesis of the shadow hats? SPZ, yeah, they kind of are. We did that little like 4-panel story a few months ago, which sort of touched on this very idea. But I would mostly say, yeah, pretty much. Okay. I'm trying to distinguish the serious questions from the fake questions.
Also, how are we doing on the auction? We've got 5 minutes. There's
Oh
5 minutes
yeah.
remaining. Yeah.
What's going on? Can we get an update on the auction?
Yeah. Let's look at, if you look at the auction bot log channel in Discord, you
Oh
should
yeah.
see the history of any bids that have come through.
Yeah, so it looks like today at 6 in the morning, Brissy offered, he one-upped our good friend Adam Hollander and put in a 1.7 BTC bid. So
So
I guess that's where it stands. 5
I
minutes
guess that's
left.
where it stands. Yeah. So in this auction, one of the things that happens is if you bid in the last minute, the auction gets extended by 1 minute. So, as so often happens in these kinds of auctions, is it's really only the people who sort of like remember to show up in the last few minutes that end up bidding. So yeah, let's keep an eye on it over these next 4 or 5 minutes.
That's very exciting. Cool. I'm just scrolling through the secret tower trying to find serious questions, but I don't think I see any. Okay.
No, only. How about unserious questions?
No, I think we tackled them all. But
Okay.
if anyone has a question, they can always come up and ask as well. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if I have anything more to really say about Shadows. I'm glad we did it. I'm very excited about the collection. It really expanded the lore. Yeah, I mean, we did it. So okay, I want to pivot to Web3 gaming. What do you think?
Weren't we going to have Sumiez up also?
Well, that's part of the Web3 gaming segment.
Then that's perfect. Let's go.
Yeah. So yeah, Sumiez, if you're here, please come on up. There's like 3 little things I want to talk on or touch on about Web3 gaming. Number one, the Nifty Island. What do you call it? The alpha release? Is that beta? I don't even know what the proper terminology is, but freaking Nifty Island is out today.
Actually, Jitsi, tell us what happened when you went to go to try to play. Jitsi.
Yeah, it was. I tried to connect about 2 hours ago. At this point, we got out of the meeting with Bussinessman, and I was like, "All right, let's get in there." And I'm like 600th in line, which is fine. You know, I'll wait here forever long. And I waited 20 minutes, went back to the page, and by 20 minutes passed, and it was now the line was 828 people ahead of me. So I somehow got like front run playing games. So I guess I'll just have to wait.
That's amazing, by the way. That's amazing.
1.9. Adam bidded 1.9.
Oh,
Nice.
Adam,
my,
a true shadow hat.
Adam. Oh Lord.
Can you update the space name? I don't think I have perms to update the space name to the Shadow Hat Sub1k auction.
Yep. I'll do that right now.
Sorry, keep going, Jit. Sorry.
No, that was it. That was it. I just, want to play games, can't play games. It is what it is.
And we got a bid for 2.
Oh gosh, I have to go look at Discord now.
Oh, by Brissy. Brissy coming back for it.
Okay. I don't know whether to stay on the auction or talk more about Nifty Island.
I'm just going to keep interrupting you. We're in the final minute. Brissy
No, it is
offers-
very exciting. It is very exciting.
Let's just stay on the auction.
Brissy counters for 2.2.
Oh my God.
There's nothing. I can't say anything until we see a new bid. So I don't know. You can keep talking. We can't have dead space.
Adam Hollander put in 2.3. Here we go.
Here we go. Here we go.
That's great. That's great. It's
And
very
just
exciting.
and I think I think we gave context for like this money goes to one of the people who bid the 0.2 goated bids in the auction.
That's right.
And then that person decided, I actually want to flip it, and so Dotta and him put together an auction, and so that's what this is doing. This money's going to someone who paid 0.2 for a shadow.
Yeah, and congrats to him. One of the things that he said seemed like a really nice guy. And he said, I can't believe my luck. This is the first NFT I've ever minted. I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know which one to pick, and I don't know how to sell it. Like, can you help me? And it's like, okay, okay, sure. Like, I think if it was, oh, we got 2.4 from Brissy, and I think if it was, how do I say, like, if it was a normal inscription, you would just basically be like, no, bro, just pick one and you figure it out. Like, but for this, it's not only like a shadow hat, which is a sub 1K
2.5
inscription,
Hollander.
a sub 1K inscription, which is incredibly rare, especially that it's an original collection under 1K. It's also just the first one, right? It's the first one to ever be released. It's not like it was a specific asset that he could just list on Magic Eden. He was also given the opportunity to take his pick of the litter. And so there was this idea that maybe he would pick one, but really without any context for the project. And both Adam and Brissy and whoever else might end up bidding in this auction, both are like familiar with the project and have familiar with ordinals. And so it was just my kind of feeling that to handle it with care, it would be a better situation if I was more involved. And so, we're not taking a fee or anything. It's just all the money is going straight to him. I think there's also another part of it, which is weird. Like plenty of people said, that's weird. Why didn't you stock shit out in the first place? And it's like, why would you help some random person move his ordinal? One is because we care a lot. Oh, did it end?
Adam just won it at 2.5.
All right.
Look at that. Congratulations, Adam!
Incredible.
Adam Hollander is probably the perfect person to get this shadow hat.
I totally agree. I'm so happy.
There he is. There he is.
Oh my God!
The shadow hat himself.
Hey.
Yeah!
Let's go!
Woohoo!
Adam, congrats. Okay, Adam, which one are you gonna choose?
I'm not sure yet. I'm not picking live.
Okay.
Oh, Adam, I fucking love you, man. You're the
I
best.
love you guys too. I'm pretty fucking psyched about this. I will go on note that I had to get the wife's permission for this particular purchase. I did not think I was necessarily going to go this high, even though I think it's worth it. She did have a requirement that I have it perma listed at 10 Bitcoin, and so I'm gonna keep it as long as I can possibly treasure it. And if I can sell enough shit to buy off my wife, then I'll remove the 10 Bitcoin listing.
It probably costs more than 10 Bitcoin, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
thank you, Mrs. Hollander.
She can't hear you. I'm actually at my kid's swim class at the moment. I was bidding from a room of like 50 parents behind a piece of glass on my iPhone, which I also was a little worried about. But admittedly, I kind of didn't really think I was going to win, and so I didn't think about shifting my whole schedule around to be at a computer. But I'm pretty fucking psyched about this. This is probably my favorite NFT. Even CryptoPunk aside, Ape aside, I'm pretty fucking excited about this. But I know which shadow I would potentially like to get, but I'm gonna make a joint decision with my wife when I get home later and surprise her that I actually won this thing.
No hints at all.
I would tell you that for me, it's probably between Wizard and Illuminatus, but I don't know. They're all so fucking cool, so I don't really know. I don't really know what I want to do, but I'm pretty freaking psyched about this. I got to go convert some fiat into Bitcoin now, but I think I can get that done in 48 hours.
Dude, this is a grail. This is such a grail, man.
So for those of you who don't know, Adam Hollander, of course, has been in the space for a long time. OG, he was there alongside all of us when we were even inscribing the shadow hats. I mean, We have inscriptions of some of your kids' art. I think
Yeah,
in
you
Sub1k.
helped
I'd
me.
love to get
My
back with
my daughter, who's 7, she drew a picture the day before of a unicorn taco, and you helped me
Uh-huh.
inscribe that in the 5,000 range, which I am still so happy about. I've been joking with people for a year that I'm going to sell that taco one day and send her to college. Uh,
Yeah. Incredible. Incredible.
but no, I'm so thankful for all of y'all, and you know, I've made it pretty clear publicly that this is my favorite team, favorite project in Web3, and having an ordinal under 1,000 is historic in its own way. But you know, the reality is that most of the first 1,000 inscriptions are just gibberish crap. And this is really one of the only ones. There maybe including, you know, some of the punks, but I mean, there's probably not more than a couple hundred that are actually cool. And that's pretty incredible. You know, the entire world, you know, billions of people all know what Bitcoin is. And to have something cool from my favorite project that is under the first 1,000 is definitely special.
Damn right.
Amazing.
You're
Amazing.
amazing. Appreciate you,
Yeah.
man.
Well, look, guys, I got to get back into my kids' swim class. They're going to be getting out in a minute, but I'll jump back in the
Sounds
Discord
good.
later. And I just thought I would pop in and say thank you and let you know how freaking excited I am. And I will be in touch shortly to let you all know what I choose.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Thank you so
All
much,
right, get
Adam.
that towel ready, man. Congrats.
Love y'all. Bye.
Love.
Bye.
Wow. What an ending.
Wow.
That was perfect. That was perfect.
I kept
Yeah.
putting bids at 0.1, but it wasn't doing anything. They weren't registering. So.
All right, one shadow hat down.
Well, that didn't land. Okay, God, jeez.
I'll go to the point where it just ignores Bear at this point and
I
continues talking.
know.
Says, all right, and then
I'm just gonna go away forever. I'll see you guys later.
All right, well, yeah, back to Nifty Island just for a bit. I just want to give those guys just major shout out. They have been working for like God over 2 years, and if you own a wizard, you can play as your wizard in the Nifty Island game. But apparently, there's a massive queue to actually get in. So Jitsi, just back to you. You weren't able to get in. Is that correct?
yeah, correct. I mean, there's a lot of people playing right now, and it deserved for sure. I'll add to that too, which is for whatever reason I was like following with notification on Nifty Island and Charles, who's like the CEO, and okay, there's people who grind out spaces, and then there's Charles. He's probably been on since they announced what they're doing. I kid you not, maybe over 250 spaces over the course of however long that was. I mean, I'm telling like 9 a.m. when I wake up, he's in a space. 10 o'clock, then noon. Maybe there's a break there. Then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, and then like 3 a.m. in the morning. Like I don't think he sleeps. So whatever they did with all the players getting to their game, well deserved. Congratulations, Charles and team, because it's freaking amazing.
Yeah, that team and Charles especially are mad lads, right, Jitsi?
The maddest of lads. Jay Mander's literally saying that he joined one from a plane even. Dude has no chill when it comes to spaces, and I love it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I've been dying to get into the Nifty Island build as well, and I can't get in for whatever reason. But yeah, it's just it's very exciting. I'm so excited for that team.
I want to play my wizard right now.
Yeah, what are the games that they have on there? Like I've seen like the shooting game. Like what's the format basically?
What what's the game loop? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. Like if you get in the game, what do? Do you just like walk
I
around and
think
say
it's.
hi to your friends? Is there like a game, like a Fortnite? Like what is it?
I actually don't 100% know. I think you have a setting that there's like a couple settings you can have. From what I've seen on Twitter so far, you can like challenge people to a one-on-one, and I'm assuming you could probably do like 2-on-2 or free for all. But it's like a deathmatch style type of shooter from what I've seen. So, but again, I haven't played yet, so not 100% sure. But I know there's a 1v1 feature.
Yeah, we asked Charles this last on a few spaces a while back, and I think yeah, there's like a PvP shooter game. I think there's actually a bunch of different mini games plus like just a big social experience. that's what I think.
I'll have to report back. Well, I'll get in there hopefully tonight, and we'll know for next time.
Plus, like, I think if you play, then you are setting yourself up for an airdrop of some kind. And I also think like there's an eventual feature where you can like build on your own island. But yeah, go check it out, and you'll know for sure. I'm just kind of spitballing.
It's been really like fun to see the projects from 21 that have survived through building, and then like just a combination of building in the community in ways that like maybe I didn't expect. I think the other project that reminds me of Nifty Island that far exceeded expectations would be NFT Worlds, which is now Hypetopia, right? And I think like the day that I sat down and minted whatever, it was close to free mint of like their like voxel worlds of NFT worlds. Like in no world did I predict that if they got kicked off of Minecraft, they would rebuild their own like Minecraft client. Like I just like completely underestimated them, and I feel like the Nifty Island team was like that too. Like you saw kind of like the Palm NFTs early on and the Vision and to me, I'm sure to a lot of people who were close, and this is no disrespect to the team. It was just like in terms of the comms through the noise. To me, I wasn't able to differentiate just how great that team was relative to like all of the other noise that was going on at the time. And so, well, I mean, they've just been like completely committed and done such a great job.
You're completely right. I mean, there's so many gaming studios or gaming teams right now too that has been like working through the bear that are like slowly popping their heads up and getting in front of people. I think it's super interesting because I think there's a ton of projects in the last couple months that have this idea of a game. They're going to do an NFT mint and all of this, but they don't have a game yet they're becoming super hyped. And there's a handful, maybe like 10 plus, no, maybe like 20 plus from last bull that's going to like just wipe them off the face of the earth because all the games are going to pop up because they have playables, like they have playable versions of things. So it's going to be there's going to be a day of reckoning, I think, within this next cycle between those who have games and those who don't, and obviously Nifty Island being one of those that do.
Yeah, NFT Nifty League is another one that reminds me of like it was cool at the day of, but like it wasn't clear that they were going to be as good as they were. And I think Beacon too. Beacon had their breakout moment. I think they've got a bit of recognition, I think, since then. But I don't know. Are there any others that come to your mind of just like projects from that era that? Survived and have done really well.
Nemo's one that's just like around the corner that's going to be on Steam even. They're like a mech bot battler. That's amazing. People go to look at that. Coco Die, which I talked to them in DMs and we were going to be in their game as well. They're one of those teams that are now incubated by Cetify that's been around for a very long time. And there's tons of other ones, but I won't bore everybody here. Maybe another time.
Give us a few more. Give us a handful more that you can think of that are maybe like up and comers. You know, we'll understand that it's risky, but from your Jitsy's perspective, Jitsy's picks.
Right. Let me get a list here. 1 second, but I don't want to we're already at 5:43, so how about this? We'll slot it for next week when I have a list that I can, because there's been a ton of people, Wizards, who have been like, what are you looking at, Jitsi? And I'm like, I'm looking at a ton of stuff, but I never put stuff together. So let's do it for next week.
Okay, come back next week for Jitsy's gaming picks. You want to find the next NFT Worlds, the next Nifty Island? Come back next week.
Well, I have a gaming pick. Sumiez, our boy Sumiez is working on something interesting. Sumiez, tell us about it.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Hey, dude.
Yeah, thanks for having me up here. Congrats on the shadows. Been loving the talk and the auction all this time in the shadows myself, I guess. But we're working still on the Nouns, Forgotten Runes, Forgotten Souls collaboration game. So we really kicked off like December. Been working on it for about 6 weeks now. A little bit of a slowdown over the holidays, but hitting the ground running now. And one of the things we actually just tweeted about is we're finally ready to start to expand the minions. And if you've followed this project before, it's a top-down pixel art indie roguelike game. So it's kind of a mix of like Enter the Gungeon meets Hades. quasi bullet hell, if you will, but as we'll have a lot of different weapon types, different attack types, and things like that. So going back to the minions, we had, you know, kind of just placeholders in the past that we used for the demo. Today, we're now wanting to do a little bit of a Forgotten Souls casting call and seek out people who own Forgotten Souls that would like to see their characters in the game as minions. And one fun thing that we're still like, you know, kind of scheming what the mechanics of it could look like. But we also would like to, you know, have some sort of contest from this pool of souls that we collect to figure out, you know, maybe do some community contests to make one boss in the game as well. So we just posted a tweet. Yeah,
How
That
about
is
a jelly donut?
yeah,
Jelly
Jelly
donut boss. I was just gonna say that. Jelly donut boss, 100%.
Jelly donut. That's an angle that we can get behind 100%. So.
that is so exciting. So basically, you're saying anyone who owns a soul, contact you, and they can maybe get their soul character into the game.
Yep, 100%.
Has
So
there ever been anything so Forgotten Runes? Sumiez, this is incredible.
Seriously.
And
yeah, we're
and also
stoked.
just a quick shout out. I know we talked about it when it happened a couple of months ago, but you know, Sumiez is a close friend of ours, has done a ton of work with the company across a bunch of different stuff, and he submitted this proposal to the Nouns DAO. We all know how Nouns run, and it got shot down, but I think everybody really understood what he was trying to do, and then he did it, and then you resubmitted Sumiez. This takes you guys put so much time and effort into this before it was even a real possibility, and then you guys got it, and it was just a beautiful day. So I'm so excited to watch you make this game.
Yeah, we're very excited too, and like the next major milestone, I'm not sure. You know, I'm thinking probably end of March, hopefully by April. We'll have a playable demo out on Steam. So this is a PC. It's really like a traditional indie game. We decided not to do any Web3 integration. We're just doing a straight up standalone game using IP from Nouns and Forgotten Souls. And we actually have worked on a little bit of lore with, you know, how these two worlds collide and all of that as well. So that's, I'll let you all kind of follow the project, and we'll release that information as we get there. So, yeah, so we do have a tweet out right now. That's kind of where we're hosting this casting call. Just feel free, if you have a soul, respond to that. Submit a picture, reply to that with a picture of your soul. We're just going to pull them all together. You know, I think for this wave, for like just determining which minions and elite minions we'll use, it'll be kind of just, I guess, at our discretion. So then we'll reach out. We'll try not to, you know, do any favoritism. We just want to find souls, a diverse mix of them that we can, you know, incorporate in fun ways. So, but the subsequent round, we'll do something more competitive and community voting to figure out, you know, maybe elite characters and some bosses as well.
Badass. Sumiez runs the Pixel Shop, which is like just a phenomenally talented pixel team. They are the ones who did all the pixel art for our Goblin Town game. And it's just like that game on art alone is worth playing, just because Sumiez and his team just made such amazing artwork for it. So I'm sure this next project that you've got going, Sumiez, is going to be amazing.
Yeah, we're very excited about it. It's been a long time coming, so we're just building away right now, and hopefully, again, once the demo's released, we'll make sure to announce that and let you all give it a shot.
Beautiful.
Just to help people find this and be able to put their soul in for consideration, I pinned the Pixel Shop's tweet to the top here if anybody wants to hop in.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Thanks, Entropy.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, I think it's worth actually. There's a couple of new people in the audience who joined from the Ordinals. They may not even know about the Goblin Town game that Sumiez worked on with Pixel Shop from you guys.
Yeah. Dotta, Bear, do you guys want to give a little update on Goblin Town? I know we've made some movement on that lately.
Yeah, we're still finalizing a partner for where it will run. We've made some good progress there, had a lot of offers, and yeah, I think really it's just around like putting pen to paper and launching it. You know, we've got a lot going on, right? We've got well, of course, the Shadows just ended. We've talked about a Warrior event that's coming up. We have the Runiverse event, in which people will be able to acquire some of the land plots that they earned from the last event, and then potentially more. So, you know, I think that's a lot. That's a lot of things in one quarter if we do them all back to back to back. So, um, we'll announce a timeline for Goblin Town as soon as it's ready.
We're getting close, baby.
Yeah, we're close.
Yeah, and if you don't even know what Goblin Town is, it's this mini game that we've been working on for quite a while.
That's not so mini.
Yeah, that became mega. But yeah, it's you could think of it like a cross between Settlers of Catan and Wolf Game or something.
I think that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's Goblin Town. And then just to round out our little Web3 gaming segment, the Runiverse MMORPG from with how do I want to
Bisonic?
say, with Bisonic? Yeah, we're partnering with Bisonic. Many of you in here have played the pre-alpha was it a month ago? I'm not even sure.
End of November.
Yep, there you go. So we spoke to the team today. Matto, if I say anything wrong, please correct me. But
Drop
it looks
alpha. It was amazing.
it was an amazing meeting. I'm so freaking exciting. It looks like we're gearing up to have quarterly events. So like 4 events this year. I don't think I'm going to say exactly what they are, but they all just look just phenomenal. But I was so excited after the meeting. Matto, do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I want to say like I said before, we're gonna have 4. There's gonna be 4 events that we're planning for gameplay. We decided to actually we put out an infographic back in the pre-alpha slice that there was gonna be an alpha and a beta build. But I think what we wanted instead to do was actually just split that up even more so we have more gameplay events leading up to the final build that we want, like the first final build. So we're going to actually have 4 big updates. It's going to be quarterly. That's what it's planned for. And each of them are obviously going to iterate off of each other. They're going to build off each other. And there's going to be a through-line story that kind of weaves them together. So it's going to kind of slowly be revealing more. It's going to make sense as we lay it out. It's going to make sense, the different parts as they reveal into each other. So very excited in this upcoming one. You're going to be able to actually mint and actually use your land, and actually build on your land and play with some of those mechanics for crafting actual settlements onto your plots. And we're really happy for that. So definitely more information to come. I've been teasing a little bit for the ring holders, people who hold the Watchers rings. We actually have an exclusive channel in the Runiverse Discord, just for them to kind of like get some sneak peeks. So every now and then I'll drop some stuff there early. It's gonna make its way to Twitter eventually, but you know, that's like where I have like update news for like a little bit extra. So really excited.
Yeah.
Fun times.
I'm so excited too. Yeah. So like Matto said, the next event will be about building. But another thing that the Bisonic team, what they said today that excited me was like they're also just implementing a bunch of general quality of life improvements, like just tweaking the battles and the chatting and just a bunch of little UI stuff and UX stuff. So
yeah, you'll be able
Right.
to own land. You'll be able to build structures on your land and do some external customizations. And then, of course, like there's still the combat, right? There'll be more levels. There's more monsters. There's more bosses. There's more spells. More things to craft. So, just in general, like an expansion in all of the like content of the gameplay.
Right. And you know, like Elf said, we've been taking a lot of feedback and kind of like trying to focus on what were the points that people wanted the most from that first build. And I think that first pre-alpha build was like really good in showing us you know, aspects that maybe were quality of life aspects that we didn't expect were as important. And so we actually see it roll out and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, like having a persistent chat probably is more important and we should have shifted that out first. So stuff like that we definitely have high on the priority list. And at some point, I think we're probably going to publish like a blog with like some some of those updates that we have like planned that were quality of life updates. You know, aside from the actual like core mechanic updates we're planning on next builds, there's just going to be a lot of quality of life updates that are just going to make the gameplay. If you enjoyed it last time, you enjoyed it a lot more this time. It's going to be a lot more streamlined. It's going to be a lot more just the little features that help build it out to make it feel like just a grander experience.
I love it. Okay, we have about 5 minutes left. I want to hit the Cult Content Chronicle. But before I do that, I just want to do a little side announcement, a little side project that I've been working on. Some of you may have noticed that I've been making these little dancing GIFs. And what I really want to do with this side project is use wizards from the community. So 2 days ago, I did Bitvargan's Goat Wizard. Tomorrow, I'm doing Oz's character. I think you guys are going to love it. Oz made the background. I made his character dance. And really, the biggest reason I love doing these is because it's an example of like what I think a thriving Web3 community should be doing. And by what I mean specifically is like we all make this content and we all get to share in the revenue that it generates. And so the reason I'm doing it on Object, which is like a Tezos art community, is because the royalty system on that website is so flawless. You can like you can really fine tune the royalties and the revenue splits and all of that.
Even with like, you know, like if you're like, are you cutting Bitvargan in on the back end of the royalties type of stuff, or you just mean in general?
Well, so with that one in particular, like I fully split all the primary sales and the royalties with Bitvargan. And I want to do that with every community wizard that I do. So when I do Oz tomorrow, he's going to get 50% of the royalties, 50% of the primary sales. So if you want me to,
man.
Yeah, it's so fun. And like I think you can, like, if I could be wrong, but I think if I made like 5 wizards dancing in one image, I could like split it 5 ways. So, you know, this is what I think like Web3 content creation should really be about. Unfortunately, like ETH just got, the royalty system just got totally screwed. Maybe someday the Tezos chain will get screwed as well, but it's not now. It's thriving. And so if you want to like join me on this fun little experiment, just DM me. You're gonna need a Tezos wallet to join in the party. But you know, and like I'm selling them for super cheap. It's not really about getting rich. It's just about having a fun, creative community and sharing in the wealth. So yeah, just DM me if you're interested in joining this little party. Okay, and then just speaking of content creation, we, as everybody knows, have the most prolific, most creative, most artistic community in all of Web3. And this is exemplified weekly in the Cult Content Chronicle, compiled by
the illustrious Tanya Del Rio.
Damn right.
Tanya Del Rio.
Every damn week. Every damn week. And I thought I read somewhere that this is the 1-year anniversary of the Cult Content Chronicle. I'm not sure if that's true, but maybe it is. Regardless, it is week 52. So yeah, let's jump right in. I think it is a full year because Tanya started out with this really fun statistic sheet.
Yeah. 52 weeks. That makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah. So I'm just going to read these statistics. This is very cool. So the Cult Content Chronicle has compiled over 862 pieces of content. Over 235 individuals contributed. That's freaking amazing. What NFT project out there can match that? I don't think any of them. I guarantee.
Yeah, I don't think so. Especially not sustained for that long, for like a whole year. That's ridiculous.
It's phenomenal. I mean, this is something to be really proud of. And I'm also gonna give a shout out to the 10 most prolific creators. So at the top of the list is our good buddy Oz. And like I said, we're gonna see Oz dancing tomorrow. So if you want to buy that NFT, just join the Tezos object community. So congrats, Oz. You are the #1 most prolific wizard. Major achievement. And then just following down the list, Matto, Magus Devon, Daniela Illustra, Magus Wazir, Markafine, Wise Sam the Viper, Tad Major, Delta Mouse, Feckless Mage, and of course, Tanya Del Rio. You all are truly legendary wizards.
That's an incredible list. Like, now that we have that list on paper, it's giving me some ideas.
There you go.
Dotta has ideas.
Okay. Also, Tanya created a Wikipedia page for the Cult Content Chronicle. I freaking love it.
Amazing.
Oh, Tanya, you're the best. Yeah, that is great. It looks like she's got like literally every issue in the Wikipedia. That is a hell of a resource. I love it.
That's crazy. That's a ridiculous amount of work.
That's fantastic. I love it so much. And then yeah, so let's get into some of the content from this week. Solo has been making these amazing AI trailers. He just dropped a trailer for Basil of the Gnostics. Bear, I know you had a reaction to this trailer.
Which trailer was it?
The latest run from Solo Pop.
I was speechless, just like I am now. I watched it, and every couple weeks he drops one, and it's just incredible. And I watched this one, and I was actually, he tapped into the emotion, which is the first time I've actually experienced that watching an AI video. I mean, there's been AI videos of weird stuff where you laugh or whatever, but this was like a lore emotion. And I was just blown away. It is not, you have to be a real storyteller to put something like that together. Everything from, the script to the art to the music. I mean, blown away by Pop.
Yep. I think that's what Bear, you said. I think you even said it brought a tear to your eye.
Well, I cry at everything, even bleach commercials. It's just, okay. I don't know what's wrong with me.
All right. Sad Bear. All right, moving on. Iquiz, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but he made a really fun shadow cake, and it looks delicious. Web3 Doc made a really fun claymation piece of the shadows. Very, very, very cool. Yumi Arts NFT. Yumi, I think you might be the exact kind of person that we were looking to bring into the shadows. At the top of the hour, I was talking about that thin slice of literal demons that we brought in, but Yumi, you are the opposite of that. Yumi has been making shadow art, and yeah, there's one in the Cult Content Chronicle today. Bayal Buster FRWC made a fun meme regarding the secondary sales of the shadows.
Yeah, hold on, Elf. I believe it's pronounced Ball Buster.
Ball Buster. Right. Thank you, Matto, for correcting the joke. Okay, Meme Master Entropy made a very appropriate shadow meme. If you've been in the Secret Tower for the last 2 days, you will understand this meme. Brennan ETH has unveiled the box art for his upcoming FRWC-inspired board game. Brennan, I'm actually curious if this is an actual physical printed box or if it's just like CG art.
I can't wait to play it too. I mean, I've been a part of some play tests a little bit, on didn't we do a digital one at one point? But
we did.
We did. Absolutely.
I want to play the physical.
Yep. It looks awesome, Brendan.
And also, who did the art for that was Pixel Shop.
Well, that's why it looks so awesome.
It's actually rendered in Blender as well.
Interesting. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, it's
I
very.
Bet you didn't know you could do that, Elf. You don't really know any of those 3D
It's
software.
true. It's
at
true.
all.
It's
Yeah.
true. That's why we hired Frog. Okay. Meeple Dad shared a freaking adorable photo of his daughter playing. It looks like Meeple Dad invented like a wizard card game. I can't tell, but yeah, I mean, it's
It's
freaking
not
cool.
Rune's TCG.
No, it looks like a brand new wizard card game.
I believe that's from the treasure trove. I think it's just like playing cards, like a deck of playing cards
Oh
that
yeah.
have like, that have the numbers on them. Just regular 52.
Got
But
it.
it has the beast on the back and stuff.
Great. Okay. Yeah. It was from the treasure trove. Fantastic. I love it. And then Meeple Dad also shared a cute image of a battle penguin. Who doesn't love the battle penguins? Yeah, that's freaking adorable, man. Meeple Dad. And also Meeple Dad's been continuing with these daily riddles, which are super fun. I think Delta Mouse has been the riddle champion so far, although there have been others who've also given correct answers. Heroes of Cumberland is this like an extension of the collection? Or maybe it's like, I don't know, it says who's ready to level up their Cucum dogs. Beta testing soon.
I want to level up my Cucum dogs. I got a lot of them.
Yeah, it's time to level up. Arthur Mercenary, where are you at? I thought you were going to reveal yourself today.
Shy guy.
Ah, man. Maybe next week. Arthur the Mercenary. It's funny. Arthur has been DMing me, and I almost wonder if I'm setting myself up for a major troll by inviting Arthur on for this reveal.
You're like nervous about this whole thing. Like you were talking about it to us, and you just sound you're a little nervous. You're a little nervous about me.
Yeah, well,
I think we can handle Arthur.
Yeah, true. All right.
Elf, by the way, you have Elf on the ropes. Come up right now.
Yeah, Arthur. I mean, anytime, my dude. I hope it's Businessman, to be honest.
That would be incredible.
Oh, we should have Businessman in here.
Yeah.
I thought you didn't want to. I want to do a Spaces with Businessman.
Businessman doesn't have the balls.
Any day, anytime. Let's do it.
Are you guys down? Because I for some reason I thought someone on the team was like, we shouldn't do it. I think we need to lean in hard. I want to go business to business.
I'm glad we finally got some FUD. I've been wanting FUD for like a year.
I know. We have been crazily FUD immune for years. So yeah, it's about damn time. All right. Let's see. Ozma Bro posted a fun survey asking people where he should head next on his painting adventures. Ozma Bro is the #1 most creative wizard in the cult, according to Tanya's statistics. So yeah, he's got a fun project going. He's traveling all over the Runiverse map. So check that out. Hinboyd posted a hilarious Antiques Roadshow meme. I love Antiques Roadshow. Are you guys Antiques Roadshow fans?
Oh, for sure.
I am not. I am not. It's super boring.
What are you talking? Okay, I guess I can see that. Yeah.
No, dude.
What does that mean?
I'm with you, man.
Wait, that's not the one. I like the one where they go into old storage units.
Storage Wars.
Yeah,
that's my preference too.
That's kind of dope because it really is like a little treasure chest. You never know what you're gonna get. It's like ripping packs.
I theorized that at some point in the future there will be like a Storage Wars version of like old crypto accounts or something along that line, where you like finding weird ancient NFTs.
Dude, let's make that show. Let's make that show.
No, well that's the meme that Hinboyd is making, like the NFT version of Antiques Roadshow.
ETH has broken me in terms, like NFTs have broken me in terms of like the amounts in that show, right? Because they'll be like, oh, this is like an antique Ming vase from like the 1600s. I don't know the Ming dynasty era, but and then they'll be like, and this price is like $4,000, and you're like, oh, what?
And you're like,
Go
that's
take a
only
sip
half
of
a
water.
wizard.
And you're like, that's a
Yeah.
rug. I'm out.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. I love it.
But there's a really good clip.
Uh,
There's a really good clip of a guy's wife like bringing in a folder of magic cards. They're like outside actually. The setting is weird. But she brings in a folder of magic cards, and he basically has like the power 9, and she has like no idea what she's even like bringing in, and it's a lot of fun. So if you're into Magic, Antiques Roadshow, look it up on YouTube.
It's a good show. Magus Devin continues with just the AI wizardry. Matto's AI work is really just set apart from a lot because Matto trained his own model and just really took AI to the next level. And it
Are
just
these stable diffusion, Matto?
Yeah, these are stable diffusion. It's actually like maybe 3 or 4 models that are working together for that. But yeah, I had a real. It's really fun because I've been messing around with a lot of different techniques. This one in particular, what I used is there's 2 different UIs for stable diffusion, or rather there's a bunch of them, but 2 main primary ones, which is there's automatic 1111, which is like it's almost like a web page that's like pretty easy to navigate. It has like different tabs and stuff. It's still a lot of complicated options in it, but it's pretty straightforward. And then the one that I've been messing around with lately is called Lazy UI, and it's node based. So it's essentially like you would like, yeah. So essentially you plug in, you like create your own nodes for like the different functionalities of Stable Diffusion. You plug them in. People can make custom nodes, like they'll program their own custom nodes in Python. So like they'll add like extra functionality and stuff. It's really
Lazy
cool.
is
It's like you. Mhm.
it's different from Comfy UI. It's like a new thing.
Oh yeah, sorry, comfy UI. Sorry, comfy UI. I said
Okay.
lazy, but yeah, comfy UI is what it is. Yep. So yeah, it's really interesting. So yeah, that was from my experiments with comfy UI, and it's like I got to kind of like really fine tune and tweak it a bit. And I think I'm really happy with it because I was able to make like a really nice, consistent like gen that also like it's consistent in like its style, but it's also unique. Like I want to try to make something that's like not really harping over anybody's particular style or anything, right? And I also want to lean into like you get a lot of nice surreal like imagery when you lean into AI because AI is just like oh but you just throwing concepts in, right? And like AI is just like kind of like spits them out and like you can kind of direct it. And so I really like leaning into that like having like if it's gonna come out with like I really love art that's really abstract and really surreal. So just lean into that more and kind of like harness that. Like if it's gonna spit out surreal imagery, make it do that on purpose, and so like I actually made this like this was actually a lore entry that I did. I've been holding on putting AI arts into lore entry, and so I feel like I have like a better feel for it, and like I'm not it's like more of its own thing. And I actually wrote like a short story with this. So I made a short story and I made these images to go along with it. And so like I wanted to have this be a lot more of like a visual entry into my book of lore rather than my other ones, which are a lot more story heavy. This one is very much a short story, but the visuals really bring out that story. So really happy with it.
That's cool. Like for some of the techniques here, so you're basically using like 3 different base models that you created a Laura for based on Magus Devin and a lot of your like art styles. Is that right?
Yes, correct. Yeah. So it's the Magus Devon character lore, which is like one out of like my hundreds of different like experiments I've made with trying to get it. I think I got one that works really well. So it's that lore, and then there's like 2 different art style lores, which are just kind of like they're styles that are based off of like particular things that I'm interested in, right? And I put those kind of like I or like there's like 2 or 3 of them, and I kind of like I changed the dial on them so that way it's only like taking like a little bit. I want to try to just get more inspiration from those styles rather than just completely harp on them. And then on top of that, it's just kind of like also obviously my prompt. And then so there's like control nets as well that I put in. There's 2 different control net models, which is
Right.
for those who don't know, you can use like a base image and like kind of like extrapolate from those images. So it's a long process, but basically what it hardens down to is like I generate first like a base image that I like that has like, the theme of, and that's usually that's how I get the consistency because it pulls from the colors of that image and like general like kind of vibe of that image. And so when it gens, it uses that as a base, and it's like that's the base seed that it works from. And I use 2 different control nets for that as well. So overall, there's like maybe 5 or 6 actual models that are kind of like intertwined together. combined
Cool.
with my prompt. And so, yeah, it's really cool, really fun. I had a lot of time figuring out how to do it.
Very cool, Matto. Okay, MageWild.eth shared a hilarious image of the Moron Swimwear Calendar 2025. Nosferatu has never looked so good.
I want to see the other 10 months.
Yeah, exactly. Put him in a bikini for one of them, please. Yeah, I love it. I love Nosferatu. He is the vampire lord of memes, and he's in the right hands, clearly. Sharon, you shared this adorable image today from the Emerald Forest, and I loved what you wrote about it. She wrote, "The woodland fairies of the Emerald Forest have a few that are healers. They cannot be found by wizards or warriors, but if they help you, they expect a favor in return." I don't know. I just love that. That's so much fun. It just fits the image so well. So yeah, that was a fun image. Dow Lab shared a really cool image of a Tengu and his frog familiar. Yeah, that's a. I have not seen a Tengu wizard in this style yet, but it's incredible. It was just a really captivating image. OXDlo is always sharing these great portraits of one of my all-time favorite wizards. It's like I'm so jealous that you have this wizard Dilo. It's one of my favorites, and I just love that you're always making these really cool images of your wizard. Tabitha has become a nurse, y'all. So if you have any ailments, Tabitha's a nurse. No, she's out of the swamp and into the hospital, I guess. Magic Monday News live from the Obsidian Tower, episode 40. Special guest was Meeple Dad, and treat of the week was the Mandrake Root. And I think that's it for the Cult Content Chronicle. Anything else from anybody?
Well, I finally got into Nifty Island, so I'm going to start grinding that.
Wait, Bear, how is it? Tell us.
Loaded in.
It is so good. Oh my god, I'm so excited right now.
Are you playing as your wizard?
Well, no, because I don't. I just want to try it out just generally first before I connect to my ledger. But
Fair
I think
enough.
they have delegate, don't they?
I think so. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That's very exciting. Yeah. So yeah, once again, everybody go over to Nifty Island if you're not there already. I think if you play, then you get on an airdrop list. You can be your wizard or soul, for that matter. Actually, I think you can be your beast as well, if for the beast holders out there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yep. So wizard, souls, and beasts. Hope to see you in there. But other than that, anything else?
I think I'm good.
I think we're good.
Channeling out
Shadows.
from the